Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So firstly, I would like to say a huge thank you to everybody that has watched my videos so far. I am absolutely loving filming these videos and I'm so pleased with how they've been turning out. So thank you everybody for the support on that. If you would like to see any of my other videos, then I will link them down below, and feel free to leave a comment with any suggestions on videos you'd like to see in the future. If you'd like to also follow my Instagram, I will leave that link down below as well. It's Emma's_beautybox. So today's video is going to be my everyday makeup routine. It's this makeup look right here. Super easy, super simple, and really quick to do early in the morning. It also includes my top 3 tips on how I apply mascara to get the most volume and most length out of my lashes. So if that sounds like something that you would like to see, then please stay tuned. Okay, so for my daily routine, I usually start off the day with some moisturiser, so I've already put that on my face. The one that I use is the Garnier Moisture Balm. This is super hydrating and it just sinks really nicely into the skin. It absorbs right in and gives you that perfect base for your makeup. So next, what I like to do is go in with a spritz of MAC Fix Plus, and this just refreshes the skin and just gives it that nice glowy effect. Excuse me. Okay, so once that's absorbed in, I will go in with a primer, and today I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This one is super smoothing and it's oil free as well. So I'm just gonna rub that in to my T-zone. That is where I tend to get the most oily and I want my makeup to stick on all day. So then I'm going in with my favourite foundation. Now I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, and I am in the shade 102. Now this for me is one of the only drugstore foundations that I can find that doesn't turn my skin orange after like 10 minutes of wearing it. Because a lot of foundations can oxidise on my skin, and because I'm super pale it is so obvious if it changes colour throughout the day. But this one doesn't, and it's super long wearing and I love it. So I'm just gonna dab that onto my skin. I find that putting dots all over my skin gives me the most even coverage. And it makes it quicker to blend out as well. So you can use much less than this. I just squirted a little bit too much out. Usually I don't actually wear this much. And then to blend that in, I will either use the Morphe M39 brush and just like buff that around my face and blend it in, or I will use a damp beauty blender. So today I'm going to use the beauty blender, and I'm just going to bounce that all over my skin and just blend it in, blend it down the neck until you've got that super smooth coverage. Now the beauty blender as well does absorb any excess product as well, so if you have put a little bit too much on, it will blend out nicely using this sponge. Well, I look really ill looking in the camera right now. So I try and avoid my under eye just a little bit, so when I'm going in with concealer it's not like layering on more and more product. So it looks a little bit dark under here, but we're going to sort that out in a minute. Okay, so next for concealer, my favourite concealer at the minute has been the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Sadly mine has run out and it's pretty expensive, so I haven't replaced it yet. But a dupe for that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which has also run out for me. So the one that I'm going to use today is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And this just comes in like a sponge. You just twist it up and just dab it on under the eyes. Now this isn't as light as I would usually like a concealer to be. However, because it's an everyday look, I'm not really bothered. I'm not going for that super highlighted and super contoured look. So just a bit of concealer just to hide any discoloration is all I need. And again, I'm going to go in with my damp beauty sponge. My eyebrows need doing so badly right now. They look so weird on camera. I've got these little like fluffy bits here. I'm really trying to grow them out, so I trying my hardest not to pluck them. So now what we need to do is set it in place. So if anybody's ever struggling with sort of oily skin or their makeup's not lasting all day, I'd really recommend setting it with a powder. So the one I like to use is the RCMA No Colour Powder. So this one is a loose powder. I do also like to use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. That one's really good too. That is a pressed powder. But for today, I'm just going to go in with the loose one. So I like to dab my beauty blender into the pot. It's not ideal packaging, but we're going to work with it. And then just literally dab that under my eyes, just to set that concealer in place and to stop the under eye from creasing. And then I'll just dab back in again and go over my chin, my smile lines, and then the excess I will just set the rest of my face. And then for my forehead, because I tend to get a little bit oily there, I will go in with a little bit more and just really make sure that that is all set in place. Okay, so for bronzer, now for an everyday makeup look, I barely go in with any bronzer at all. I literally take the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit and I just go in with my brush and just literally swirl and tap off like that. That is it. And then just blend in a little bit just around the cheeks, just to give myself a little bit of colour. I mean, we've all seen how pale I am. I don't want to look like a ghost. And then I'll just sort of blend that in around the perimeters of my face. Then for blusher, I'm going in with the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. This is so pretty, so wearable, and it's super glowy as well. So if you're looking for that dewy, glowy daytime skin, this is perfect. So again, I just literally swirl around so lightly and then just put that onto the apples of my cheeks. Now this one is quite pigmented, so I am going super light-handed just because I don't want to go overboard. Ooh. You can just see just how glowy it is there. And then for a little bit of highlight, I'm going in with the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. And again, I'm just going to really lightly swirl and tap off. And then just blend that into the tops of my cheekbones. Really lightly on the end of my nose and Cupid's bow as well. And then what I like to do just to finish that off is just dab in with my beauty blender just to make sure it's all blended in. And it's all sort of quite subtle, like so. So that is my skin and my base done. Super easy, super simple, not that many products, and it's just really simple for a daytime look. Next, I'm gonna go in with my brows. Now, my brows are so pale, I have to fill them in quite a lot, so I'm gonna do them off camera, but I'm gonna plan to do an eyebrow tutorial for anyone who does want to see how I do my brows. But for now, I will be right back. Okay, so now we've finished the brows, we're going to move on to my favourite part, which is mascara. So I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips on how to apply mascara. So firstly, these are my 3 favourite mascaras. So we have the Benefit Roller Lash in the shade Black. You can see that the wand is like a really fine-toothed comb, so you can really get into every single lash. Next is the False Lash Sculpt from L'Oreal. Again, this is a really fine-toothed comb. It's kind of hard to see at the minute, but it gets right deep into the lashes so well. Now this mascara at first, when I first tried it, I hated it because it went on so sort of wet and thick that my lashes just clumped together. But after you've had it and used it a few times, it is amazing, trust me. So if you get it and you think, at first, just give it a few more tries, wait till it dries out a bit and it will be perfect. But the one that I'm going to use today is my all-time favourite. This is the Lash Sensational by Maybelline. And it's super affordable. It's probably the cheapest out of all 3 of those, and it is just amazing. So the wand is curved, so you can really get into each individual lash, and again, it's really fine-toothed as well. So it's really good at lengthening whilst also volumizing at the same time. Okay, so tip number 1 is to wiggle that wand. And what I mean by that is you really need to get the wand right into the root and just wiggle away, like really, really wiggle in between all of those lashes. So we're just gonna go in right at the root, so get as close to the root as you comfortably can and just wiggle away. And look at that difference just from wiggling one time. So tip number 2 is to layer it on. So if you want to leave your mascara there, that's absolutely fine. But I find that putting more and more layers on just helps volumize and lengthen even more so. Now, a lot of people, I think, tend to worry that if they keep layering it on, their mascara will go clumpy. It won't. You don't have to keep dipping into the pot. I literally just dip in once and just keep layering on until I'm happy with the volume of my lashes. So we're just gonna keep going over, keep wiggling and just blinking through that comb, just so every single lash can get coated. And the less you have on your wand, like the less product you have, it's easier to sort of be a bit more vigorous with it and really get into those like inner corners and really separate out all of those lashes. My final tip, tip number 3, is to coat your bottom lashes. And if you want to leave it here, that's absolutely fine. But I find that if you just give your bottom lashes just a little coat, it really helps define those eyes and make them pop and make that mascara just look amazing. So again, I haven't dipped back in. I'm just using whatever is left on the wand, and I'm just gonna give it a little coat. So to finish off the look, I'm just going to add a little bit of lip balm onto my lips. So I don't wear lipstick every single day. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But generally, I just add a little bit of lip balm and I'm good to go. So this is just the Posy Balm from Benefit. And finally, to finish off, I'm just going to set all of that makeup in place using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Now, this isn't an essential, this is just what I like to do to make sure my makeup stays in place all day long. And there we have it. That is it for my everyday makeup look. This is literally the makeup I do every day in the morning to go to work. Takes me around 10 to 15 minutes. It's really not that long at all. You can wear more, you can wear less, whatever you are comfortable with. But this is just the way I do it. But I really hope you enjoyed that video and found it helpful. Hope you enjoyed my tips on how to apply mascara. If you did, then please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I've got a long list of videos that I want to film, so they will be coming your way soon. If you'd like to see any of my other makeup videos, then I will link them down below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, so I will see you in the next one. Bye!